You have no Ferraris. Why?
You know, I like Ferraris. They're excellent cars. I just drove the FF90. I just never liked dealing with the dealers. I don't want to give a guy 25 grand in an envelope, you know. And they're excellent cars. This is not an indictment of the car. It's just that I don't want to. You know, you're spending a tremendous amount of money. You should be made to feel like a customer. I don't want to be told, well, you must buy 2 Mondial before you can buy GC. You have to buy 2 crappy cars before you, yes. Well, you know, can I just buy the car, you know. And then the idea that I have it for 2 years, then I take it back to get a certificate to prove that it's actually a Ferrari. That's 25. I just get tired of that.
Well, I'll be honest, this is a video I was hoping I wouldn't make. But unfortunately, after watching Jay Leno's thoughts on Ferrari and a few other videos on the subject, I thought I would get my feelings on the matter out on the internet. With that being said, I will be happily admitting that I am a huge fan of Ferrari. I adore their road cars, the heritage of the brand, and even their long history of success in motorsport. I even enjoy driving all of the Ferrari cars I can in any racing game I get my hands on. I even love as well making all the plastic scale model Ferraris I can get my hands on in my local model shop. I've even bought Ferrari merch, I've bought Ferrari shirts, and I've even bought a book about Ferrari, because that just shows how much of a fan of the brand I am. That wasn't until recently I saw a few videos on Ferrari and how they do their business with not just their customers, but with also high profile celebrities. After I saw a few of those videos, I really started to begin to question as to whether the car brand that I adore is as good as I thought it was when I first saw them as a child racing in Formula 1. Ferrari has a type of customer service that only lets its fans buy cars and will only sell cars that are loyal to the brand. Unlike other brands where the consumers choose the brand, only Ferrari chooses its consumers. And as said previously, they will only choose those that are loyal and follow some of the strictest rules that Ferrari has set out. A lot of this information I am about to provide you here is an article provided by a website called hotcars.com, and the rules sets out demands to the point where it starts to lack the basics of customer service. So let's go over some of those rules in detail. There are some that I agree with and some I don't. Forced to sign contract agreeing not to sell the car within the first year.
In that agreement is a clause that prevents owners from reselling their car in the first year. The automaker makes buyers sign this to discourage owners from flipping their cars. This is both a reminder to read the fine print and further demonstrates the automaker's stringent protocol placed upon new owners.
Right away here is something I disagree with. Not allowed to sell the car within the first year is ludicrous and absurd. This is one way to turn away potential customers of your brand. Blacklisting your customers just because they did not like your product just shows that you're not able to handle criticism. Many other companies will take any criticism that is designed to help improve the product so they can sell more units. Ferrari, on the other hand, don't want to know. They are the perfect the moment they roll out of the production line, and the opinions of customers must agree with them, otherwise you get the axe. Forbidden from buying new cars.
Last September, Ferrari unveiled a pair of roadsters long-time employees can appreciate. Even if the employees want the cars though and can afford them, tough luck. One of Ferrari's executives, Enrico Galliera, had this to say about employees getting second dibs on new cars. The philosophy is that with such limited production and clients waiting so long to get their car, it's not nice that the car is delivered to employees. The only exception to this rule are Scuderia Ferrari F1 drivers who can buy one from the company.
I have mixed feelings about this one. I get that Ferrari production is very limited based on the cars they make, but surely you, Ferrari, could maybe help increase the morale of your employees by letting them have a Ferrari of their own. Maybe not so the higher end such as the LaFerrari, but maybe like the 458 or the 488. The fact that you're only letting F1 drivers buy them is both very hypocritical and discriminating towards your employees, who in my opinion bust their asses off to meet the deadlines when building these machines. Leave the logos alone.
Ferrari believes that as soon as their cars roll off the production line, it's perfect as is. There's no shortage of Ferrari owners who feel differently though. Here's photographic proof of owners who took their Ferrari rides for granted. If Ferrari had it their way, they opt for owners to leave their iconic logos untouched.
Okay, this one I sort of agree with. I generally don't like the idea of removing an iconic logo from cars unless you're running an insurance advert and want to avoid legal trouble with the car manufacturers. But not being allowed to paint or design the car you're choosing is not right in my opinion. Once you buy the product at full retail price, you should be allowed to enjoy it at your heart's content. Which brings me on to my next point. Accept Ferrari's right to buy the car back.
In an earlier entry, we know that Ferrari in the US has made buyers sign a special contract. While that contract discourages owners from selling their new Ferrari, it also adds another stipulation. The automaker can buy the vehicle back. According to the sidecar keys, if someone wanted to get rid of their LaFerrari Aperta, it's pursued for Ferrari to purchase the vehicle back from the owner. On the surface, Ferrari would rather the car go to someone who wants it instead of someone who doesn't. This is all part of that special contract owners may sign at the time of their purchase.
Okay, from reading it a couple of times, I can see where Ferrari are trying to go with this. They want their cars to go to someone who will genuinely appreciate for more than just a car, which I think in that context, that's cool in my book. But at the same time, as mentioned previously, the person who bought your product should be allowed to enjoy it however you want it. For most companies, once the customer pays full price for that product, it is their product, and they should be allowed to do what they want with that said product. Buy not one, not two, but multiple Ferraris.
Owning a Ferrari isn't exactly enough to be part of the club. As the sidecar guide points out, it's more suitable to own several Ferrari cars before one feel part of the bunch. That narrows down the list of potential owners, only a handful around the world, with how much they cost.
So let me get this straight. Apparently you need to own multiple Ferraris to basically be considered a loyal customer. That's one way to single out nearly most people who choose to own at least one supercar and hold on to a very long time until they want to move on to a different car. No pink Ferraris. Yeah, okay, that one is self-explanatory. I mean, just look at that picture. Pink Ferraris are just generally stupid unless you're someone who likes something to be stupid. Ferrari say they want to protect the image of the brand and will go to extreme lengths to do it. The biggest example of this is when they sued hip-hop artist Deadmau5 after he turned his Ferrari into a meme-worthy vehicle called the Ferrari. Ferrari in the US sent out a cease and desist letter to the artist where they were claiming copyright infringement. In response to that, Deadmau5 removed the wrap and sold his Ferrari for a Lamborghini Huracan. He also put a Nyan Cat wrap on the Lamborghini, whereas Lamborghini, the biggest competitor to Ferrari, were pretty much chill about it. Even Nissan decided they wanted a piece of the pie and offered a replacement for the artist by offering a Nyan Cat themed Nissan GT-R. Which honestly says a lot in my opinion. The fact that your competitors is a lot more chill about a meme-worthy vehicle just shows that there are other car manufacturers out there who can see the funny side of this. But if I may be serious, I get that Ferrari is trying to protect its brand image, but in my opinion it's going the wrong way about it, to a point where it's flexing power and overall ruining the privilege and the enjoyment of owning any expensive supercar, not just a Ferrari. When it gets to that point, you're no longer protecting your brand image, you're doing the opposite, you're destroying it. Like how Ferrari released this atrocity of a car after they sued a charity company with the same name. I love Ferrari very much, but seeing the brand act like this is honestly sad. I don't expect my favorite car brand to act like this, but regretfully they do. Yes, I understand that every company has the right to act out to protect their branding image if they feel it's been abused. But in my opinion, as mentioned previously, Ferrari is going way too far with this. This is an example of a company relying solely on the brand image to sell its product. A very similar thing has happened a couple of years ago with a famous guitar manufacturer called Gibson. You know them, make the American company that's known worldwide for making fantastic guitars and used by many rock bands as well as many other artists around the world. But in recent years, they relied heavily on the brand name to the point where they ended up in debt because of them selling guitars twice the amount of what the competition was selling them for. And I honestly don't want to see that same thing happen to Ferrari. Hi there, President Stuart. It's Future Stuart here. I'm just making this quick video to let you know that actually Gibson just recently sued Dean Guitars for basically having a shape of the neck or part of the guitar that looked supposedly similar to them, and just won $4,000 off the company. So yeah, I guess you could say that Gibson is just like Ferrari there after all, with them going to extreme lengths to protect the brand loyalty, just like how Ferrari is doing. But if they continue going down this road, then I fear they can meet the same fate that Gibson has as well. But out of all of what I said in this video, do I still want to hopefully own a Ferrari, or at least get to hire one for a day? Well, yeah, absolutely. Because I still love hearing the roar of a prancing horse blazing down a motorway or freeway for any Americans watching and ripping up the back road in the countryside completely. I also want Ferrari to continue winning as many F1 races as they can along with other racing leagues. All of what I said in this video is because I care about Ferrari. They are no doubt in my mind one, if not the greatest car manufacturer to exist in the world, and I don't want to see a company collapse because of stupid decisions like this, where they constantly shoot themselves in the foot and damage their brand name because of it. So, with all that being said, unsubscribe, dislike, and tell me how wrong I am in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.